company was storing personal data and realized it was a complete mess?
Okay, well, it was probably roundabout when data protection GDPR came into force. And I went onto a site of a fairly large organization in Manchester. And the whole view was that I was going to go in there and do a data protection audit. And there was a few things wrong. They knew there were a few things wrong. It was a complex organization, multifaceted. But I went into the head office and they were still on paper. And when I say they were still on paper, you walked around the office and people had got, let's say, a 6-foot desk with a 2-foot space they could work in, and the rest of it was just piles and piles of filing. And it was just astonishing. And this is what, only 8 years ago, when most organizations you're working in had pretty much digitized by then. They had no idea about putting anything digital, and there were papers everywhere. Covering all sorts of things, from property sales, property purchases, to working in superstores and all that sort of stuff. It was just shocking, the amount of data they've got there. And it probably took them 18 months, 2 years to begin to realize that it was an issue. The audit highlighted many a problem, not just that. That was probably their biggest problem, but it was also probably the one they were least interested in solving at the time. All they really wanted to do was tick boxes, make sure that they were ready for GDPR in all of the kind of digital sense of it, but they weren't really interested at that stage in actually protecting data. And the weird thing is, as well, it was very much a financial focused organization, so not necessarily focused on personal data, but the level of information that they'd got at risk, exposed to anybody walking through the office or anybody who could have broke into the office or anything like that, the amount of information, company secrets, deals going on, all of that sort of stuff, it just didn't seem to factor in their mindset whatsoever. So high risk, not necessarily personal data, but very high risk, and astonishing to see.
When you walk into an organization,